I'm fixing the weekender. I have a few more things to do. I had to put a bungee cord to hold up a little bit to cover the sunroof. The sunroof just came in the mail, but it started raining and the inside started getting really wet. But I was able to fix that at least temporarily. As soon as the rain stops, I will get that done. I saw this right here. This is one of those bikes that you drive. You've seen these bikes before? These are those rental scooters. And the person that was driving this actually stopped right here in the middle of the road. It looked like the back wheels locked on him. And then he dragged the bike there, and then he walked and then ran off. So someone has a bike out of whatever the range is. Maybe when you go too far, it locks up, or if you like out of bounds kind of a thing. You know, that brings me to what I was talking about with LJ. She just left the car. She said she didn't want to do a video. She's like, no. Next time. And whoa. Everybody's pride is getting in the way, man. I'm gonna go crazy land real quick. You know that little series that I've done where 1 + 1 does not always equal 2? I want to piggyback off of some of that and what's going on now. LJ's mother texted her and said that she got a text message from the cable company to tell her that the cable might be out. And if it is, for her to text out to the cable company. And what she did was she called back about a half an hour later. It says the cable's out, and it was all said due to the storm and high winds, and that's here in the Bronx. So she then texts her back another like 20-30 minutes later and says, don't even bother calling because I'm taking a NyQuil and I'm going into bed. Mind you, this is at like 12 noon. So I believe this woman wants to sleep her cable being out away. She basically wants to just wake up and everything will be back to normal. And that led to the conversation about how can anything ever be normal again? And there's only one explanation why anything could be normal again. For me, there's only one. For others, there might be two. And that would mean that everything that they said on television was the truth and none of it was a lie. That would be the second thing that this could be. if something doesn't happen. And what doesn't happen? If the New World Order is not in full effect, moving full steam ahead, like that train, there's no more hills. They've conquered all the hills. They are reading by the playbook. They are following the script that has been tested from Event 201. We know all about Event 201. We all know about all this information that's given to the people who are really ready to read this information. That's part of the granulated animal form of news, where you basically move from where you're moving from. You're moving from, your local news source on television, and now you're on the internet. So, you're reading Reddit now. You are no longer reading the Huffington Post. You are now moved on to Lionel's Nation. And these are the alternatives that you are looking for. You have now made it out of this proverbial box of understanding. And what's happening is you just basically move from one section to another section, but you're still in the same damn building. Okay, how do you get the hell out the building and down the block? And how do you not run into another building that's just like the one you just left? So, with that being said, sorry, I'm over here eating and talking. So rude. Look what I'm eating. Cheese balls. Cheese balls. Cheese balls. And it's the Oots cheese balls, aka Utz, aka buttery. More buttery than any other cheese balls are out there. This is definitely massaging that part of my mind, that contentment part. What happens when the eight things of cheese balls that I bought runs out? Alright. I'm done with that. Let me just go back to what I was saying. What I was saying was that this could be either this is if everything goes back to normal, like LJ's mother wants to just wake up tomorrow and her cable will be back on, and then she wants to wake up in a couple of days and everything else will start getting back to normal. All the stores are open back up, and there'll be some suffering from the owners that couldn't pay their rent, but the government will somehow subsidize them, and everything is going to just be all right. And the only way that can truly happen, and it not be the New World Order on that train, chugging its way forward, hardcore, moving forward, chugga, 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 chugga. This train is not slowing down, man. And it's all linked in with the Agenda 21, which got connected to with Agenda 30, I believe. I think they still on Agenda 21. They try to play us with the Agenda 30, thinking that the Agenda 30 was going to be, we have more time. We didn't have no more time. Agenda 21 is here. We're still in 2020. And I remember reading years ago when I first started to move from that office building and move from one floor to the other, before I even realized that I was in the same damn building, owned by the same people, working for the same people. I just moved to another floor. This floor just had, dress down Fridays, and I'm feeling like everything is kind of different and cool. And I even saw somebody drive with some rollerblades on the floor, ran right past my cubicle. I'm a rebel. Things are different. Things are different here. No, they're the damn same. You work in the same building, fucking same owner. Okay? So now, this train of New World Order along with the UN initiative, because the UN initiative makes everything seem so nice. The UN initiative, the Agenda 21, is all about 2021. It's not about 21 agendas. It's about one agenda, one world order, all of that connecting, and the Agenda 21 just makes it look, they just put a little cherry on top of a pile of shit. That's all that is. So, years ago, when I first left my floor and went to another floor, I learned that they said that Agenda 21 was on course. And then out of nowhere in the last 2 years, I kept hearing Agenda 30, Agenda 30, Agenda 30. So, oh, okay, so we've stifled some of Agenda 21. We've limited them. We've done something to that effect, but obviously it's not happened. Agenda 21 is here and it's popping, and if they are using, oh my God, I just thought of something, but I'll come back to that. But if we're using military to control the people through the New World Order, it makes sense that the UN initiative is connected, and that's the ones that's going to be inside the Hummers. That's the one that's going to be riding up and down the streets, because I keep telling wifey, who the hell is going to shoot Americans? I know the New York City cops and the cops all across the country, they shoot Americans. I know that we shoot Americans. I get that. But are you telling me that you're going to shoot Americans for coming out of their house? You're going to get into a tank? A soldier's going to get into the tank and he's just so dumb he's going to follow orders and shoot Americans? An American is going to shoot Americans because they got orders to do that, because a person left their house because they're going to get sick? And you know what LJ said? LJ said, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. She says that they're going to divide all these people. So if you're from LA and you left your hood and found the military as your savior, you will be killing rednecks in Tennessee. And if you are a redneck from South Dakota, you will be killing black people in New York City. And yes, that rhymed. So she's trying to say that it's so organized and so coordinated. So then I said, wait a minute. If the New World Order is about to pop off, wouldn't there be some war going on with the CIA? Because, and I say this respectfully, I say this respectfully, that the CIA is kind of known for like pushing a lot of drugs. So if they're moving a lot of drugs, that's going to stop a lot of money. And the CIA does their own thing. Everybody knows that. And, I say that respectfully. I don't want any smoke whatsoever. All I'm saying is that wouldn't the CIA be trying to take people out, giving out some heart attacks? They got that special heart attack shot. And they'll just call it COVID. Why would the CIA allow them to take away that money like that, unless they feel that even with the New World Order, the black market will win and they'll still be able to flourish to some degree? But if you're not allowed to leave your damn state and you're only allowed to live in the mega cities, so if I'm living in mega cities, because that's part of the UN initiative, the Agenda 21 is that there's going to be like these 5 to 7 major cities. And in these cities, they're going to be where everyone lives. And then the outside of the cities are going to have all boundaries because they want to give back to the earth. They're going to give back to the earth. They're going to allow the bears to fight the tigers. Not tigers, but the bears. They're going to fight the wolves. And the fish are going to grow. We're going to have, like, the earth is going to be, like, we're going to revive the earth by putting us in these huge cities. So, what the problem with that is that they're going to kill a lot of the farming, and they're going to have awful control of all farming, and there's going to be certain foods that you're probably not going to be able to eat, which is like, I guess, like seasonal, which I don't have a problem with. Honestly, man, we got to stop, just destroying this earth to just have people have strawberries, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, you should get your strawberries between this year and this year, and then learn how to preserve and all that kind of shit. So I've read the Agenda 21, and I get it, and I understand the frustrations, and I understand how people want to save the earth. I get that it's a good plan, but the New World Order seems like they piggybacking off of this. There's no other way but to get up in there at the same time. It's like, why would you only allow one thing to happen when two things, you can kill two birds with one stone? Come on. Everybody knows that. So I just can't imagine there not being some serious war going on between that alphabet that I mentioned earlier. I don't want to keep mentioning it because I don't want any smoke. All I'm saying is, wouldn't they be right now taking people out with this COVID operation, this covert opportunity? It's like, I just can't imagine that that's not happening. So now I go to my other point where I was saying, who's gonna do all the shooting? And who's gonna shoot Americans? Who's gonna be driving these tanks? They keep talking about the National Guard. Yo, I've met people from the National Guard with their pop bellies and all that. And they drinking too much, they pop bellies, they don't want to kill no Americans. Are you crazy? So LJ said they don't have a problem with it. American kills American. She said the Africans were over there killing their own kind, and that everywhere you turn, people will kill their own kind. And then I had brought up the argument that, wouldn't they know that you don't kill Americans though? And maybe they were taught not to kill Americans. You don't leave one behind. She says, no, you don't leave your fellow soldier behind. But you're not a soldier, so you're not one of them. So she's really an advocate for that. This is possibly something that'll be easy to happen with soldiers killing Americans that don't want to obey by the rules. And I'm just like yelling and screaming in my head, like, no, man. I just feel like these soldiers would just, have some sort of cool pop off, and they're gonna be like, nah, I ain't shooting nobody. I'm not coming over there to shoot people because they want to go outside and go to the park. You know what I mean? Come on. I'm not doing that. So that's what I was coming from, and she says, no, they'll do it, and they won't have a problem with it. It's so compartmentalized, which is further proof of an AI. AI is doing all this kind of stuff. Wow. Cops are looking over the bridge over there. What's that about? I wish I would have slowed down and took that. So maybe I should drive down there and see what they were looking at. I think I'll do that. Let's do that. So now I'm thinking about the UN initiative that Agenda 21 brings over, and that's who they're gonna bring to ride the tanks, to ride the Hummers. It's the UN. They're gonna be riding around with those little blue hats, looking like they're not gonna, be dangerous, and those are the ones that are gonna be shooting people, I guess. Oh. Wasn't this originally about 1 + 1 doesn't always equal to be 2? Check this out. So, I said that if everything goes back to normal, it's because of only one reason. And that reason would be, this was a flyby that we avoided. This was some sort of flyby that we avoided. Not for nothing. All these cars over here are police cars. All the cops, they come over here and they park their cars. That work. So it's never this packed. So they're having some sort of huge meeting or something. You don't ever see this many cars over here. You see that whole block that we just drove by, and this here. This is where all cops park their vehicles. Oh, see that? I know what I'm talking about. All those cars we just drove by a second ago when I made that U-turn are in headquarters right now. And headquarters is popping. Even though there's room for 2 more cars on this right here, there's a little more room here. Come on, let's go back around. See all that right there in front of us? All that is police. All this is police only. All these cars are cop cars. All this belongs to police, law enforcement, even as far as you can see down there. All of this that we're driving by is all law enforcement. So, to the left of me. So that means that police headquarters. See, this is all New York Department. I don't want you to think that I'm just like, talking bonkers, but one thing about when you stop watching TV and stop listening to the radio, you become very aware of your surroundings, and you know that this is not normal. This right here, every single one of these spots is taken, is not normal. This is very abnormal. And very modest vehicles, all Hondas right across that street. We're gonna make the U-turn again. All the cars to the right of me. See, it says no parking anytime. And the only people that can park anytime, see that? So all these cars we parking, see that? No parking anytime. Does anybody know what this building is right here? This is the Verizon building. And that Verizon building, they just put windows on the top of it so it stopped looking so evil. But this is the block here that's always available for parking. See? Yep, that man walking by got a big bulge on his right side. Yep, these are all police cars. So a lot is going on in this town. A lot of meetings are going on. Look at all these modest vehicles. No flashy cars. All modest. Cops are hard working in this city, man. And they don't end up with a fabulous life. You know? They're hard working. And they just people like you and I. But let me tell you, there's a lot going on. Lot going on in this city. To see all those police officers, that means that they are all being, and this is where I saw the police at. I wanted to see what they were looking down at. This purple is brand new. This was all recently done. We're underneath the FDR Drive, which is on the east side of Manhattan, going north and south. That was the road that I was on. I was on the FDR Drive in New York. So when I say there was a flyby, that flyby that I'm referring to, I'm going to say is either interdimensional, which talks about multiverse theory, where there could be an infinite amount of Earths. And it's possible that our Earth was being observed by another Earth that possibly has gone through some real serious hell and is trying to find another Earth viable for themselves. Okay. Yeah. Let me go back. There's another Earth, right? And this Earth is going through other Earths checking to see if, like, you know, the oxygen level is good, the weather is good, what are the people like. We don't even know what resources this earth has versus another earth, right? And there's an infinite amount of that. So maybe we had some sort of sense that this was about to happen. We either heard about it, we knew about it, we started it, we did it with them. There's maybe some sort of operations going on where all that stuff is on the table. And if you don't want to put that kind of stuff on the table and you think that that's just crazy land, then so what? It's time for us to be, if I would have told you 2.5 months ago that all the mom and pops in America will be shut down and only the big box stores will be allowed to make money, you would call me a conspiracy theorist. You would say that I was out of my mind. That's what you would do. You would call me a conspiracy theorist and you would think I was out of my mind and you would judge me. So don't judge me. Open your mind and let's put it on the table. Why can't we just put it on the table? Because what we know, everything that they're saying on that news, all these stories about the grandfather dying and the mother and the father dying within minutes of each other is all a lie. This is a hoax. This is a hoax. This is a hoax. Don't get it twisted. You know how many people die from the flu every damn year? It's probably the same people that everyone who's dying, they saying they're dying from this. There could be a triple suicide they walk into. They're going to call it corona. They knew they had that corona, so they took their lives. There's no autopsies verifying any of these bodies. So the other thing would be, first thing that I talked about was interdimensional, which talks about the multiverse and the massive amounts of Earths that there could be. So now, also, let's talk alien. Like from another planet, another galaxy, able to travel within wormholes, able to conquer planets, assimilate as the people on the planet, possibly. All these different scenarios we need to put on the table. That's the first time I've ever said scenario. I usually say scenario. So what that's about, I don't know. So what are we going to do here? We got possibly some sort of alien race that's on its way. And it's going to do a flyby. That flyby would probably help if we ain't partying and having a good time. Maybe it's good to make the beaches look deserted and make all the parks in the amusement park and make us look like a ghost city, like a dying race. I keep saying this. But there's a lot of new people that's popping up because of the Richie from Boston stuff that I've posted. And I just want to say that, what if we are being hidden? Because let me tell you, if this goes back to normal, and everything just snaps right back into place, then I would argue that there was some sort of flyby we was avoiding, and we fucking excuse my language, and we avoided we dodged the bullet. And if we dodge the bullet, then everything is going to start moving quickly and moving. Everything's going to be bouncing back. There's not going to be a purge. All that stuff. Ba, ba, ba. All that, to me, can only happen if there's some sort of flyby. And if we bite the bullet and we able to dodge doom from an alien race that's coming to get us. Hence the ghost cities of China. All the ghost cities in China to me, show one thing. And that's not true. But these ghost cities in China have me really, really believing that they want to show Earth as a dying race over and over everywhere we go. Like if these aliens that were coming towards us were looking like, they're gonna get the radio signal is gonna come in, and they're gonna be able to get our news and our radio. What will they be hearing? The stories of all the people that are dying on the planet. They're gonna hear all these stories. It's gonna just be like overwhelming. It's going to be overwhelming for any alien race to come over here and think that we're worth even having. What minerals could they possibly want from us where they're going to have to, well, there you go. That's something to think about too. Maybe they wouldn't even care if we were a dying race. They don't even want us. They want something else. But that's what I would put on the table. Some interdimensional thing going on, or some sort of flyby where they're flying by and we're trying to hide the human, we're trying to appear like we're a dying race to some sort of prying eyes. Those are the two things that I would link to as one, and then the other one would be that everything that the news says is true and we've overreacted. Oh, no. Aren't I going to Soho? Well, I've run a lot of time here, 31 minutes. I will press the record button again. And I appreciate you. Feedback would be nice. And if you want to curse me out, do what you got to do, But just keep it under YouTube's guidelines, man. No F-bombs and nothing like crazy like that. I don't want to block people. I want to keep the dialogue going. I want us to think outside the box. I want us to recognize our power and our strength. And understand that if this is not New World Order pushing through like the train that it is, then it's some sort of crazy flyby. And hopefully we can keep up the rules enough where we can go back to some sort of normalcy and the mom and pops could win again. Hopefully. Damn, that rhymed too, I think. Boom.